Islam Makhachev coming out of the woodworks, putting out his tweets, telling him to keep his belt warm. He's going for a double champion, inshallah, as he says. I have a couple issues with this. There's nothing wrong with the aspirations, but Belal and Islam are supposed to be boys. And me and some of the guys, we were talking about this as well. If I lose, just lost, the wound's still open, and you go right to the public and you're saying, you're calling out the shot. You don't even say anything about the recognition to me, hope I'm okay, whatever, or great performance or anything. It just, the way the tweet read, it made it come off like they weren't really friends like that. And maybe they're not. It wasn't a good look for Islam, in my opinion. In all respect to those guys. But I'm sure if he goes back and look at it in that same scenario, if the shoe was on the other foot and Belal did that to Islam, I guarantee you that whole crew would be looking at that guy sideways with the little emoji eye that goes up, the 50 Cent get the strap. But yeah, that was a real interesting piece of this whole ending to the theater, the show.
I don't think Makhachev was praying for Belal to lose. I know the guy. I don't think that that's in him to want to see one of his friends lose for himself to gain an opportunity. But what Buckley is doing, from the trolling of Ian Gary to now trying to target Islam Makhachev, it's one of the only ways he's truly going to find his way into those big fights that he wants so desperately. He beats Kamaru Usman, obviously he'll be in line to get a great fight. But if he doesn't shake the bucket enough, that big fight may end up being one of the more dangerous guys and not for a championship. So I get what Buckley is doing, because if he can get Makhachev or Maddalena to Della Maddalena to pay attention, to acknowledge him, to even be pissed off at him, then it puts him at the forefront of everybody's mind.
The whole double champ thing is hard, especially when two of his fights were against Volkanovski, and then he does have Dustin Poirier, but there's still guys at 155. And then you have Ilya trying to come up. But then again, on the other hand, he's done so much. If he wants to move up, if he's going to move up, is he going to stay there, though? Because if not, now you're holding up two divisions. So if he's going to move up, then me and Ian are fighting. Like I know, like that's the fight to make. And yeah, that's just the way I see it.
This is where the wrench is being thrown in. You're boys with Islam, and honestly, I favor Islam in this fight with JDM. Islam defeats JDM. You beat Joaquin Buckley. Oh, I can already see you. You know, getting uncomfortable there, Kush. Are we gonna see a potential matchup with the Nigerian Nightmare and Islam Makhachev?
Whoa! It's one of those things it's one of those things that we'd have to talk about. Obviously, that's a blockbuster fight. Former pound for pound and the current pound for pound champion. And that's something we'd have to talk about, because Islam, I love those guys. Islam, Habib, I love them all. Unlike the situation with Belal, which, listen, like, yeah, I know me and Belal had our differences here and there. I never wish bad on anybody, even though I didn't necessarily care for the guy. But it's a little different situation with Islam. But Henry, like, if we remember having a sit down with Mike Tyson. If some of you hadn't seen that episode, you can go back, look in our catalog, and go back and watch that episode with Mike Tyson. Remember what Mike Tyson said, Henry?
Yeah, he said we asked him about Roy Jones, and I'm like, yeah, he's my friend. Like, why wouldn't you want to make money with your friend? You know what I'm saying? He checked you too, Kush. We got to go back. I remember him checking us. Actually, he checked you, but he checked both of us pretty much. And yeah.
Okay, doesn't matter who he checked. He said it right. Friends make friends rich.
Yeah.
And hey, if that's the situation, then obviously, I think Islam and I are mature enough to have a conversation about.
Okay, that. So what I'm saying, Kamaru, is you'll be open to it when the time comes.
I don't see why not.
Woo!
Vamos a empezar a hacer uno de los entrenamientos que menos me gusta hacer.
12 tramos de 100 metros.
No eran 10.
Siempre queda 2 más. Tú nunca sabes lo que puede pasar en una pelea.
Qué cabrón.
É o mais agressivo da parada, é o mais sem noção. Literalmente.
Agora você tem um vídeo de... Agora tem um vídeo de verdade.
Yes, Belal lost the belt, but I think his stock, in a weird way, has risen higher, even though he's not a champion. Let me know what you think about that comment, because that sounds crazy, but I think in terms of general perception from the fans, they now have more respect for Belal Muhammad.
It's gotta be Jack Della, it's gotta be. And new, rank 5, coming in and taking the belt. He deserved that. Best fight I've watched the Belal's ever. Della versus Islam, he showed he's got good takedown defense there, but Islam's a different beast, isn't he? So we'll have to see how his strength transfers up to welterweight. Main card, UFC probably won't be too happy with that, like 4 fights went to decision, but there was some good fights in there. The main event was better than I expected it was going to be, to be honest. Jack Della, new champ. He'll be fighting Islam next, I think. Let's see what happens in my division now. Who ends up fighting for the belt and who ends up getting the belt. Could have big implications for my career going forward.
I got people in the chat calling me a dub. Meanwhile, I'm living my absolute best life. I don't know if it's considered ducking when you're living good. I don't think it works like that.